Hey, Steve Basic Architect. Yeah, we are out at the New Age Estate. Places like a beehive today. I'm down in the basement. What do you say we take a little walk? And we'll talk about all the progress that's happening down here. So let's check out the basement. All right, so we're starting this tour. We're down in the media room. If you remember from some of the other videos, we're down 2 feet lower than our standard basement slab height there, you can see. And we have, notice, a double wall, right? So this is a media room. Media room is gonna generate some noise that we probably don't wanna share with the rest of the house. And so having that double wall kind of acoustically separates this space from the other space. So we'll be able to do that. Now, in terms of the ceiling, we have our strapping and stuff up there that the framers did like we would typically do, but we're actually gonna put a secondary ceiling up there also that hangs down and acoustically separates itself from that floor frame above. And then that will, basically building a box inside of a box will help with the acoustics there. Notice we have all of our HVAC going in down here. Guys are doing a really good job. I mean, as we get into some of the utility spaces, you'll see exactly how much stuff is going in here. But one of the things I wanted to point out was, notice here where we have a hard pipe, and then right about above my hand here, it switches to a flex duct, and the flex duct goes for about the last 8 feet. And again, when we're talking about acoustics and velocity of air moving out of the register, by expanding to that slightly larger flex duct, it keeps that air from kind of coming whistling through at a higher velocity. It goes into the flex duct, tumbles around a little, expands a little. It's kind of like putting a muffler on your car, if you will. So we're obviously going to have a set of stairs here that'll get us to get out, but coming up here, this is where the stairway will come down. Comes down on that side, I believe, or actually this side. Then we have the stairs down there, but we come in here, we have another sitting room here, and you can see a bunch of our wall framing has been in place. We have one of our floor drains that we have buried inside of that wall there, so you can see that detail happening there and how it steps down there. But this is just basically a large hangout room. And you know, when laying out the plan, one of the things I wanted to point out was, you can see we have a little mechanical room back there. That and the space back there is all what I would term dirty basement. And rather than pushing this room that extra 4 feet, we actually held it back. And then that allows us to do things like, we have the entrance to our water supply. We have one of our sump pumps here. We have all of our electrical panels are in there, and we don't have any plumbing over their head or any of the other things that we can't have over that. So it's a nice clean layout. We have a 600 amp service going in here. In Massachusetts, you're required, whether or not you even do it, you have to size the electrical service for an all-electric house. It's part of our stretch code here in Massachusetts. So you can certainly put in a gas range, but the electrical service has to be sized so that it is, in fact, an electric cooktop, not a gas range. So we have that boiler system. Beyond, you can see we have our crawl space there. We have a bunch of plumbing hanging down. You know, the reason we are able to put the crawl space there is when you look at the floor plan up above, there's actually a bunch of functions like kitchens, bathrooms, mud room, all that stuff that has all the plumbing, which means we didn't have a lot of that happening here. And in fact, this room is what I would term the clean basement, right? You have a nice clean ceiling. There's no drops, there's no soffit. All of the mechanicals and plumbing are running in the ceiling here, right? The dirty basement is what happens on this side of the wall, right? So over here you can see we have plumbing dropping down, all of our mechanicals. And again, that's intentional when I'm laying out the design for that to be clean, this to be dirty, and it's all divided by this 2x6 wall, which is in fact the bearing wall, because we have our beam up here that is being held up by our lolly column. So the bearing wall is just simply offset. The reality, you know, when you're laying out floor framing is it doesn't have to go down the middle. This is still carrying half the load. Regardless of where it is in the floor, the load that this beam sees is the same. Because if this house is 24 feet wide, this beam picks up the center 12 feet, right? So unless this wall is outside of that center 12 feet, then it's still picking it up. We can take a quick peek here. We have one of our units right there. It's a horizontally oriented unit. You can see a bunch of our zoning ductwork, and we have the plumbers having their own little party back there, having some fun. And then we'll just take a walk through here. A couple things I wanted to point out. You can see there's a wall there because in fact we squeezed in a little bathroom on the back side, and hence that's what we need this for. That's an ejector pump. So when you flush the toilet, everything goes into that, gets ground up, pumped out, and will go out to the city sewer, right? So that's basically the lifting mechanism for all the plumbing that's happening underneath. The masons have been here. You can see we have our hearth poured there for the fireplace above. All of our CMU is in place. We have our clean out there. So well on our way. We have our bathroom, toilet. We have a nice place here for a sink planned out. And then of course the doorway here, which gets me out to that main room or comes back out here. We're good. And in this space here, you know, we have the windows. We're going to have a nice little window well out here. This is the husband's office down in the basement. So he has a bathroom there. He has his media room, hangout room. And then we have a door here, which leads to yet another mechanical space. So, you know, you take a quick gander up above, you can see I'm never surprised at how much stuff gets put in our houses. In this case here, we have our Mitsubishi heat pump. This one's vertically oriented, right? It's probably the same unit as the laydown units. It's just their orientation. Our April Air filtration system, and then our Renew Air, which is our ERV, which actually you know, connects to the duct system that's going in the house to put in that new outside air and extract some of the bad stuff out of it. So yeah, we have our mechanical system here. Actually, kitchen, living room. So yeah, it's like I said, absolutely amazing. We have our secondary sump pump here, and if you remember from the last video, I don't know if I can pop this one open. Yes, I can. Yeah, I'm not gonna though, because we'll fix that after. But that sump pump actually goes down about 4 feet because we have to be below the level of the media room next to us there. So anyways, a lot of stuff happening. You can see guys making up dampers and all that, those systems. All these things are going to get plugged into that HVAC system. So anyways, that's our tour of the basement. That's progress happening down here. Stay tuned. You know, we did some walks around the outside. We did some walks on the upper floors, all this stuff. I don't know exactly what order it's going to get in, but anyways, if you're a subscriber, thank you. If you're not a subscriber, smash that subscribe button. Go tell all your friends. You know, there's a lot of people out there doing videos. Not many of them are walking their projects as the architect, right? the last year, this has been all of my ideas, and now I have the privilege to walk it through with you and talk about all the decisions that our office made and working with this just extremely good builder. So anyways, thanks for joining us. I'm Steve Basic Architect. Until next time, long live our buildings.